Good morning, afternoon, evening, whichever one it is for you. Clicked on this so I can show you how to install your Strike Fast shifter for a 350Z or G35. This is not a 350Z or a G35, but I do have the same transmission as one. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to talk about what comes with it, what should come with it, and how to install it. So let's get into that. Okay, we're going to leave the best for last. So we're going to talk about the bracket. This bracket comes with the kit. It should come in a different box because the shifter and everything fits in there. Then you get a separate box with the same kind of branding and stuff on it. This is different than the other brackets because these holes right here are threaded. That allows the shifter to hold into it. But other than that, it's basically the same as the other brackets that come for the short shifter stuff. So that's the bracket. The piece that kind of makes this shifter install a little bit more difficult than other ones is you have to remove the original shifter fork off of the Z or off your transmission and install this one, and you have to hammer through a spring rod, which is basically one of these guys. You have to hammer it in through these holes here so it'll sit in there like so. So that's that. Got your hardware, comes in super nice bags. Basic. A little sticker to show you where your gears are at. And for the last piece, we have the shifter here itself. This guy is quite nice. Reverse lockout here. And if you see it when you push the lockout, moves this in so you can go all the way to your reverse gear. Nice shifter. This right here is what this guy goes into. And that is how it is shifted in the car. And just to forewarn you, it is a cold, rainy Washington day out here, so there's going to be some noise. But step one of this install is to jack the car up. Kind of a lot, right? So the reason you want to jack this up is because you're going to have to remove, let me think, if you have a Z, it's your exhaust. You're gonna have to remove the drive shaft because this is what you have to get to. This is the little rod. This is the very back of your transmission. This area below there is right where your drive shaft goes. So you really can't access this if you have the drive shaft down there. But this is the guy that we removed. This was for another short shifter, so just think of it as just this with your rod on there. So this is on here like so. It slides to meet up with the holes, and then there's one of those pins that go through. You have to hammer the pin all the way through, which is going to be a difficult thing to do if you have a stock car or if you don't have a hole like this. So there's that. And then that bracket has to go and bolt onto the transmission around that to allow the shifter to bolt onto it. So I will try my best to be able to show you where the bracket goes and how it installs, but it is underneath the car and I don't have a lift. So bear with me, I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so the first step you wanna do is make sure you don't lose that pin. So you're gonna install this guy because you really can't install this with that bracket on. So I'm gonna take this, slide this guy onto here. Oh, that's gonna be a bitch. Okay, honestly, that was like the hardest fucking thing I've ever installed on a car. That, like, oh my god. Okay, so this thing is on here. You have to slide it onto this shift fork thing and have these holes match up with like the hole in here. Oh, the instructions just say to install that. They don't say how hard it's gonna be. I used a torch, a hammer, and a crescent wrench. So I torched it, heated it up. I put the crescent wrench over it so I could yank it, right? Then I used the hammer back here to push on it while I was twisting it to shimmy it on. That was so hard. I need to take a break because I'm actually sweating a lot. So after this, we're gonna install the rest of the stuff. All right, we're back from our break. Getting back in the car here. And we have our piece on, and we got to take our spring pin, which is this guy. We got to hammer it in there. I smashed the end of mine down a little bit so it could fit a little better, but all you got to do is just aim that and then smack it on in there. It is gonna suck, but that's how you got to install it. So let me install this real quick and show you how it's done. Bam, nice and flush, installed, man. Thank God, that sucks so bad. And then if yours is set up like this, I pulled it into the, so this is like all the way up. I pulled it into the middle, which would be neutral, turned it, and pulled it into whatever gear that would be to make the thing sit up a little bit more straight. So that's done. Now let's put the bracket on. So in my situation, it seems like every piece I install, I have to cut a bigger hole out of this. So hopefully it's not like that for you guys. Again, like I said, this is getting installed in a RX-7, not a 350Z. Basically just showing you how it all goes together, not really how to install it in your specific car. But got these bolts nice and tight. I will be able to access them again. Then the bottom ones are a little loose still, but the whole bracket doesn't move, so I can tighten those bottom ones here in a minute. But let me get you posted somewhere a little more visible. Boo, boo. We got our boy now. I'm gonna take this in our shifter hole. Wow, look at that. And that's where she fits oh so nicely. Get the screws in there. And this is what I'm talking about. That bracket, it bolts on the bottom. So I forgot to tighten these bolts down, and then we're gonna jump back right to where we were. So gotta tighten that. All right guys, grand reveal. Strike fast shifter for a 350Z in a RX-7. Shifter feel is nice, no play, you know, it's not gonna like rattle on you while it's just idling. There are some screws here that you have to adjust to get the right gear actuated. You know, since you push over first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then with the lockout, you're adjusting where the pin. Let's see how good you can see that. Let's see, yeah, that pin right there. You see how that pin moves? So we adjust it to where fifth gear. So we got first, second, third, fourth, and then we want to make sure that when we push it over, this pin over here hits that piece right before fifth gear, sixth gear, and then if you see the pin goes in when I push this button right here, goes in. We can select sixth or reverse, and now that pin is pushing that back. So that's basically like the reverse lockout. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse. Happy camper. So that is how you install that. Yeah, it's a little more in-depth than the typical short shifter install, but it's a quality piece right here. I'm happy that it's in here, and I'm glad that it went relatively well. Just be prepared, this is not a quick job. A lot of has to come out, but it's all worth it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to me, I do cool stuff for drifting. Keep on watching. I'll see you sometime soon. Later.